So today we're going to be looking into the game called The Vast Realms. This game is really popular. I would say, golly, 2 years ago, I believe was probably prime. You have multiple different races. It's a basic roguelike game that you can play with your friends, and you basically go around like it's Deep Woken or Rogue Lineage. It's just a little bit easier. So I'm just gonna hop into it and kind of show you all a little bit about it and talk about why the game died, unfortunately. Um, this is a clerk mage build. You have different classes, everything ranging from dagger to spear to other things as well. You can put on different wraps, give roll buffs and HP buffs as well. So a lot that can be done in the game. So this is the mage hideout. In the mage hideout, you can come in here and sell paper and buy books. Books basically give you spells such as Glacies, Eruptio, and I honestly don't know how to pronounce this one, but it's like a mine trap. When you walk over it, it'll pop you up in the air and do about 10 damage and combat tag you. Combat tagging is a little bit weird in this game, mainly because you can combat tag yourself and it lasts super long, especially if you already kill the enemy, you're still going to be combat tagged, which is quite unfortunate. I will say, unlike Rogue Lineage, it is nice that this game has a 30-second countdown on resetting. So if you're in a place where you need to reset, where you just don't want to be there, you can do that. This is the parkour. I'm backtracking. You don't actually spawn in there, but um, it's not too difficult to get out or to get in. I would say it's probably slightly more difficult to get out than it is to get in, especially if you don't know the way. Misleads you if you go the wrong way. But I did have a little bit of practice prior to recording this, so hopefully it won't be an issue. Alright, and one of the spells that's really good with the fairy form is Mana Body. So Clerk was actually busted in the prime. You're able to fairy form and stack that with the speed boost. A lot of the issues in this game come from it being busted, but I would say probably one of the biggest downfalls of this game would be the moderators, unfortunately, with the devs in, I guess, their way of playing, you could say. Unfortunately, it led to a lot of people getting god spells. God spells were Gate, I don't even remember, Thunder, some kind of lightning spell that would basically tase old enemies in an AoE. It was considered the worst one, and if you got it, most people were pretty sad. And then Sunburst. Sunburst was a sun-like spell that would blast out a machine gun array wherever your mouse was clicking, or wherever your mouse was at, I guess, and basically proc fire and hit back points on anyone. It's got one of the nicest maps I've seen in a game of this caliber, I guess you could say. Split up amongst all of the areas. I'm gonna try to run through as many as I can in this video, but like I said, this is just a short introduction video to the game, kind of talking about what happened with it and why it is the way it is. So this is Stoneguard. It's basically the equivalent of War's Fall. You can come in here, sell trinkets, gamble a little bit, talk to, I believe, Forge Master, Blacksmith. I don't actually remember what he does. Oh yeah, no, he gives you, I think you get the agile wraps from him after doing the letter quest. But I just use the bell because it's goofy and different. You can get some weapons up here if you want them. Going for your class, spear, sword, dagger. Dagger was always really good. Assassins were considered OP for a long time because their poison proc keep you in combat forever. Then, if you have the gold, the weapon, or I'm strong enough, I'll let you in. You can go in there and fight some mobs. This right here, anything glowing would be considered a artifact. I think this one's a sub artifact. It doesn't affect your HP or anything like that. it just makes it so you sell for double or a little bit more, and you get some more gold. Gold is the currency that's used in this game, unlike silver or notes in Rogue and Deep Woken. So one of the reasons this game kind of fell off, like I said, was because a lot of moderators were handing out artifacts or super rare items that weren't obtained through actual looting, and so they just gave them to their friends, and their friends would be considered basically OP. You would not be able to fight someone that had all the god spells. They'd either gate away, or they'd Sun's Birth you into a corner, and you would just instantly die. There's also some bosses in this game that you're able to fight. They also have ingredients in the game that you can use. I don't know, this is the worst glitch ever. Trying to click and pick it up and it doesn't work. I usually just shift lock to fix it. I don't know why that's the thing, but it is. There we go. Spear boss. And you can set your weapon to do certain types of damage. I have it on fire just because that does overtime damage against mobs. If you're playing against a player, they're probably just going to roll out of it. It's not going to do anything, so it's kind of a waste. You can set it to ice and it'll slow down the enemy mob. I just realized I didn't set my keybinds. For some reason, if you have your keybind set on E, which I like to use because it's available, you won't actually be able to use it. That's wind. Wind does knockback, which is nice if you're trying to clip knock, but like I said, fire's best for damage over time since they don't usually roll out of it. Let's see if I can reset that mid-fight. Yeah, we're okay. It's kind of what made this class OP was Judgment. It'd be like a ranged attack. Oh man, so satisfying. I wish other games had mechanics like this one. This one's mechanics are just really nice. I don't know if you can turn in this boss to Dustville, but we're gonna try. It's also a reason I got in trouble because people of certain ethnicities, I guess you could say, were the only ones in the game that you could turn in. Some people didn't like that, understandably, but you know, what can you do? You're just a player, and devs and mods are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day, so yeah. But yeah, we're going to try to turn them in. But yeah, the music in this game alone is one of the major reasons that I like it, that I'm very fond of it. It's just so, I mean, come on, you hear that? Relaxing. What's this guy? Nope, he's not a bandit technically, I guess. Oh, the kill animations are pretty rough. That was something right there. But yeah, if I sell my trinkets, I'll get way more gold than what I would if I didn't have this merchant's badge. Let me actually see. Yeah, so you just get double basically. Which is nice if you're trying to roll. There's a guy you can talk to that you can roll for artifacts or the chance to get them. I don't get that though, because you have to turn in 2 books worth, I guess, of XP or whatnot, in order to do it. So you talk to him, he gives you a, I think it's called a cursed book, which would be the greenish hue one, as opposed to the purple hue one that gives god spells. Oh, there's some paper. That's 3 paper. So when you have 3 paper, you're able to find a, I guess, cauldron, and for some reason, you're actually able to make a book out of water and paper. 2 things that don't coincide at all, but we're gonna do it just so you guys know how. Potions are also a big part of this game. They actually nerfed them a couple times. 2, 3, and oh, Okay. Never mind. I guess they changed that. I was not aware. That's unfortunate. Not that those do that much for you, but yeah, it used to be if you put 3 paper into the cauldron, then mixed it, you would get you'd get a book, unless I'm missing a certain ingredient. I know they changed speed pots that used to just be carrots, and now I think you need the like electric something or some kind of shock whatever from the jelly guys over there. I don't like that area actually. It's kind of creepy, but they drop that, or they have a chance of dropping it. There's also a boss over there you can fight that I want to say gives you some type of good loot for killing it. But yeah, this game was basically just an easier version of Rogue prior to Deep Woken coming out. Rogue didn't have any PvE, and this game did, and it hit off really well. Sad to see that it died. House Storm was crazy at the time. Okay, wow, that took way too long to cast. But yeah, House Storm would flood on people with like 30 or whatever the max is for the server. And you just couldn't fight back because of the way this game is. It stun locks, but it gives you like these iframes. So you could be getting hit by 3 people at once and not be able to do anything about it once they initiate the first hit. Also, lag was a huge factor originally. I think they fixed most of it. I do wish they would change some of the things about this game. Like, the Eruptio used to just be something more simple. This has entirely too much going on. I mean, you can't see anything. It's just terrible. I hate everything about it. Doesn't really fit in either. Because you look at Glacies, I mean, there should be some crazy particle effects, you know, compared to Eruptio, which only does 10 damage and has all that going on. It just doesn't fit, in my opinion. You also used to be able to Medela yourself, which I don't get why you can't anymore, because, yeah, nothing going on up there in the leaderboard area, so I don't know what's up with that, but, so I'm taking us over to my favorite place in the game, mainly because it was busted at the time, and I felt like I was the only one using it. You just kind of feel like you're on top of the world when you figure something out before anyone else. You used to be able to server hop this area, and the ingredients would be there, but the trinkets wouldn't. But you didn't need the trinkets at the time. And if you had the double pickup from, I guess you would call it Druid, or I don't know. I don't remember the name for it in this. I think it's Druid. Could be wrong, but the plant mage class, you'd get double pickup, and I think if you were a certain race, you would also get double pickup. So I don't know if that went to quadruple or triple pickup, but you could pick up all these crystals and sell them, and you'd get a nice little bag from that. When the servers were full, trinkets were scarce, and if you had a key in, they would get double pickup. They actually removed key in, then added it back. And they have this weird Duncan cap thing that if you traded it back in, you'd get your key in back or whatever. It was kind of a whole thing, but yeah, it was definitely a weird game. So it's got a lot of weird things in it, a lot of meme culture behind it too. But I think it holds a special place in most people's memories. It's just kind of one of those things. Like if you played, what was that game? Adventure something, Adventure Quest. Oh my gosh, that was like an old JavaScript PC game that I feel like everyone played when I was real little. But or Club Penguin, I guess that'd be another one. Just really a nostalgic game for a lot of people, even though it's only, I guess, 2, 3, maybe 4 years old total. I think it's closer to 2 when it at least came around. There's an original version of the game as well. The original version, I think some of the stuff carried over, like Glacian. Actually, that's a funny story now that I think about it. So, Glacian race, me two other guys, we took it upon ourselves to figure out how to get Glacian in the game, because some people had it, and it's because really it just carried over um, from the old game, but we swore up and down there was a way to get it, and there was like all these runes and paper notes in the corners, and we were trying to decipher them and figure out how to get them. We put together this whole elaborate lore story, basically, and we sent it to one of the mods and asked him if it was the way to get Glacian. He said, "I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty impressive, but we have removed the obtainment method. You can't get it unless someone gives it to you." He said, "But we'll definitely consider it." So I think because of that they added it. Maybe we had some part to play in it. I'd like to think so. I don't really know all the truth to that, whether we actually did push them to do it, or if they were going to do it anyways. But the timing made it feel like we did something, and that was another big part of this. Was guilds were so popular, and it was such a tight knit community, even though it had such a vast player base, because it was so freshy friendly, if you will. And there's no ultra class, it just goes to super, so it was a little bit easier on the combat side of things until Storm flooded and destroyed everything. But basically you could kind of make a name for yourself in the game. I was the first purple Glacian that was a vampire. Vampire Hearts just gave you passive healing and you took more fire damage, which is terrible on a Glacian if you fight in the molten lava area. Draconics definitely had the upper hand there, if you will. But that's one of the things I kind of liked about this game was everyone had their region, or everyone had their area, if you will, that they were better in. The game is race territory based, so whatever race you are, depending on the territory you're in, you might have a leg up on someone else, which made it kind of fun, but also a little bit broken at times. The Draconic race was the best when it first came out because they were able to eat lava screams, and those lava screams would basically give them cold, but it would fix their bar back up to heat, and they could stay in tundra indefinitely, just like Glacians could. And it was so busted for larger ganks in the tundra because nobody could stay there. They'd all have to run back out or sit in here where it's close quarters and fight so they wouldn't freeze. But they removed that, and I think now they only give a speed buff. So this is a ice screw. You would think Glacians would be able to eat them, and it would do something to maybe their cold go down while they're in the lava place, but nope, not the case. Apparently Glacian's too busted or too cool. I'm not really sure. The obtainment method, though, it's pretty cool. You just need a few ingredients. I'm not going to spoil everything, but I can say there's a artifact you need for it, and then some things you can find in the map. And that's a pretty easy, simple way to get it. I've made quite a few myself, but yeah, this game had a lot of potential. Still does. They could honestly just bring this game back. I know they're working on a TVR 2 or 3, I guess you could say, right now. Talked to a couple of the people on that team and gotten a little bit of general information from it. Nothing too crazy, but this used to be a campfire right here, actually, and it was so broken because it gave back so much heat while you were here. It took like 3 seconds of standing there and you'd be good to go. Glad they removed it, but like I said, they're making another one, and I think they're going to change a lot of the game, which is unfortunate because this one is still such a good game. They really wouldn't have to add much to it. I do wish they would fix a few things. I think a couple of the updates are really dumb. Like, why do you need this many trinkets? And, you know, I guess someone just got kind of bored and they were like, hey, I know how to use Blender, and decided to make a bunch of trinkets, and then they added them to the game. And I don't know why they did that, because honestly, it's just a hassle. You don't want to have to be pulling these out of your hotbar every second when you're refreshing, because there's so many of them. And then every time you sell, it's like just the most wacky, because you can't rely on any one thing you picked up, because there's 8 different types. That's the secret room. Just went down. But yeah, It's just, I wish they would change that. I wish they would also change back the lava place. There was like this original castle where if you spawned in as a draconic, you would you'd be able to kind of fight to the death on this big old bridge that was over some lava, and it was just kind of cool, kind of fun. But yeah, I wish I would change that back. That was probably the most fun thing, was going there if you weren't a draconic, and you know, you could. I mean, this game's fair all around. You could honestly beat an ultra class if you're a freshie. It's not too difficult. You just need to stun lock them. If you and two freshies getting up on like me right now and stun lock me, I could probably weasel my way away from y'all, but definitely would have a chance to lose. But yeah, I wish they would bring this game back. It's nostalgic for a lot of people. I think that there's a lot to be done with this game, and a lot that still can be done to it to make it more engaging. But yeah. So, I'm gonna fight this guy right quick because there's a sealed book over there that I kind of want. Not that it's something I need, but you know, I like my loot when I can get it. He's really tanky though, so he's kind of a pain in the butt to fight. But yep, of course. Yeah, mages are pretty busted when it comes to PvE because of the consistent flame proc. I guess you could equate it to Ruby enchant if you wanted to compare it to something. Just that nice constant burn, especially if they don't pull out of it. I don't know why his goes out so fast. I think he might have some kind of passive or something to prevent him from staying burned like the bandits were. But everything counts, you know, everything helps in this game. So, there we go. It's kind of hard to hit judgment on one in particular, but do it like that and hit him on the backside of it. And run back there and make sure that book doesn't despawn. But yeah, that's what I was trying to make with the 3 paper. Oof. See how he's permanently burning there. Yeah, I don't know what it is that either stops that. It might have just been because it was a Ruptio instead of the knockback one. Maybe. I'm not sure. Forgot how tanky this guy was. I thought it'd be honestly a little bit faster. There we go. And good night. Yeah, so that's a sealed book. And that's what 3 paper used to get you. There's a green one that's like a cursed book or a I don't remember the name. Something book, but the green one is a one you turn into the vampire guy, and then he has the chance to give you some kind of artifact or something. There's also I hate that glitch. There's also some other stuff he can give you, and there's another trader guy. I think it's Dangith, maybe, or something close to that name. And for him, you just give him gold, and then he'll give you the books, and then you take those books to the other guy, and then the other guy gives you whatever the artifact is. It's kind of a whole process, a little bit ridiculous, but Dangith can also give you artifacts. It's just, I guess, a little bit more rare. I think you're more likely to get a book from him. I do think I got the merchant badge from one of the 2 of them, though. Don't think I found it. But yeah, this is like the Hollow Grove, which was like a Halloween-ish-esque update, as you can clearly tell. Very Halloween remnant, but it didn't really do much with it. Actually kind of broke and or ruined the game. Go in this portal here, it takes you to a dungeon, you fight the dungeon, you might lose a life, might not, but you have a pretty good chance of getting an artifact or something good from it. It is pretty difficult, I'll say, especially if you're a beginner. I want to say I died on this one trying to do it, but I might this one actually. But you're supposed to be 3 life. You get a soul piece, and that's basically a PD, and it'll give you your life back. I'm surprised I haven't found one, honestly. Even though I haven't really been looting that hard. Definitely have been running through the server though. Oh, worst glitch ever. But yeah, I did find one recently, but I think I'm gonna make another Glacian just because they're fun to make. It's a interesting process, but I do remember dying. I don't know if you wipe to it or if you have to wipe after you do it. I think you need to be an ultra too. I don't think you can do it on a freshie. I need to look that up again before I do that. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I'd rather not lose a whole account because nonsense. But yeah, there's also some weird bugs in the game. When you race rerolled, if you had like Golem, you'd be like naked when you spawned in, or you would have armor from Golem on like a Goblin, and it looked pretty cursed. A lot of wacky things in this game for sure. Also don't like the update they did to this that much, but some magma guys are gonna snipe you with a rock across the map, totally end your career. You can walk in fire, but it does a good bit of damage to you when you're not a draconic, so I don't recommend it, but you can definitely, oh gosh, you can definitely do it. Hoping he doesn't snipe me. It's happened more than I'd like to admit. Oh, okay. Alright, there we go. Mind fog's so useful. I want to say that's a clerk skill. It might be a fairy skill. It is. It's extra busted because you can just infinite fairy form as long as you're not PvE or PvP tagged. Little cooldown area right here, which is nice. It's also a spear trainer. Ooh, dodged him. Oh man, I forgot. There's like a whole loot room over here. Oh yeah, give me the loot. Yes, okay. This is definitely a good loot spot. If you're interested in that. As you can tell, each and every one of these has the chance to be an artifact. Unfortunately, none of them are, but you know, that's just the way it goes. I feel like a lot of this I'm going to be kind of editing in and out. So yeah, if you notice a lot of gaps, that's probably why. I'm just rambling here. Would have been nice if there was an artifact, I'm not gonna lie. Always love to see a little rainbow changing color effect in my inventory there, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Let's head towards the town that I so utterly despise. I don't mean that to be rude, I just mean that I don't like the update they did with it. It was way more fun to have like a cliff battle, you know? It was definitely high risk, but high reward, you know? Just catch them in one combo and do a full knockback, they're done for. Something about that, just hard to replace. Comes in clutch. Okay, well, definitely gonna cover that one up in post. Okay. Oh, that's cursed. Forgot about that. See, yeah, just this is the worst. I'm sure it took someone a lot of time though. Like I said, I don't mean to be too rude. I know a lot of heart and soul possibly went into it. I don't say that with much confidence because I don't know. It's just so blah, so bland. There's just like what is that? It's, you know, ancient ruins with grass in the middle of a freaking. It's a Minecraft reference. The version of hell. Ender, right? No. Yeah. It's yeah, no. Is it the Ender? I can't remember. Leave it in the comments below. I golly, I need to play Minecraft again. Okay. Yep. So there's a city that's pond of something that has fish for some reason. You got all this nonsense. Nobody's ever once come in here and wanted to hang around with this guy. Blah blah. Um, it's got decent loot. It's a pain to go through though. And like walk up in here and make sure it spawns in and check it out. It's just blah. I want that big old giant bridge. I want the lava pit below it. I want to play Cliff Knox. That's what we want. Can we bring that back? I don't know. But if we can, that'd be something. Is this ain't it. I'm sorry. It's just not. Um, yeah, that's pretty much this game. But I think that's where I'm gonna end it today. If there's something else you guys want to see, I'm gonna be doing a couple other games, probably lore game, uh, Verdant Moon. Gosh, what's the other game's name? There's another one that's roguelike. Probably gonna review all of them, kind of talk about them, what happened with them, simple fixes they could do to get things back and interesting again. Um, the bird race, so cool. But yeah, not that I'm the solution to all their problems, but I definitely know quite a bit about what the community wants as I'm part of it. So yeah, we'll see where things go. I think that's gonna be it for this video. Leave some comments below if you have any questions, concerns, or have any other games that are similar to this roguelike permadeath genre, as that's mainly where my interest is. See you all in the next one, and thanks for watching.